Hey there guys, Lunch223 is here. Now, it's been a little hot minute since we've done a video in this style already, hasn't it? This is a replay from War Thunder. Today, I am flying in the F3D Skynight, and this is going to be one of the most ridiculous games I think I've ever played. Now, there are two things that I'm fairly sure no one ever does. The first thing is accuse me of being any good in jets, because I'm really not. The second thing is accuse the F3D Skynight of being a low-powered plane. By the end of this video, though, one of those two things is going to be proven right. So, we get an air spawn, and I've taken the bombs because I just feel like if you have 2,000 pounds of bombs, and when this is only a 7.3 game, there's no bombers around, just the perfect time for me to make some easy point. Now, I do run a talisman on my F3D Skynight. Why do I run a talisman on the F3D? Because I love this plane. I absolutely adore it. This plane is ridiculous. It is fast, it can maneuver very, very well. In fact, about the only aircraft I've actually found that can outturn this thing are the Meteors. 262s, MiG-9s, you're going to have a lot of trouble trying to turn fight you, especially at low altitude and low speed. Remember that for a little bit later. So, our initial plan is we're going to go and take the rightmost base, and then what I normally do in this aircraft is, if I am able to take the bombs, I'll go out, bomb one of the bases, come back around, maybe try and get an air kill, and then by then the game's normally over and one team will emerge victorious. That's not exactly what's going to happen in this one, but I'll rejoin you guys in a little bit once we get closer to the time. So then guys, as we're approaching our first target now, our team has engaged the enemy team. And 262s are a lot of things, but they're not great turn fighters, but they're better than the F80s, let's just say that, and F84s. And so it really doesn't take very long for the enemy team to start picking our team apart. Although initially it seems we might actually be able to get the upper hand. Meanwhile, of course, I'm being not much credit to my team alive, and I'm trying to bomb a base because no one else is going to do it, and I actually had confidence in my team that they'd be able to hold off the enemy. I was wrong. There go the bombs, pull up, and base destroyed. So I'm just soon climbing up to gain some altitude. Without the bombs attached, this plane gets a massive speed boost. And I come around and head back towards the enemy formation, to which I see that the enemy team is really starting to pick apart our own. Oh dear. So I'm looking at this shoal of fighters, and it's what you expect. There are a couple of Kikas, there are 262s, there are R2Y2s, and there's an Arado who's actually going to come around and get involved in this fight at some point. Now, I've only just noticed as well in this replay there was a G8N1 on the enemy team. I never actually saw him in the game. I don't even know if, and in fact, he may actually be the reason we ended up losing this game, and my inability to think like, hang on, there might be a bomber around. Could actually be what cost me this match. But more on that in a moment. So, the F3D Skynight, what does it do? It's actually faster than most of the jets at this tier. It's not the fastest. I mean, in a straight line you're going to be able to catch 262s, but it's not really its speed where its advantages lie. This plane has a very, very strong airframe. It is really difficult to rip these wings in the high G maneuvers. It just keeps turning. It's a very large aircraft though, but still manages to retain energy. I can't quite understand how the plane works. I'm guessing it must just be the engines have a ridiculous power line. Just keep it shifting. Now, as you can clearly see, by looking at the team scores, our team is not doing too well. I am trying to join this fight. But yeah, it's not going to go too well. We've got one F84 who's just gone down, who was in the furball. Another F84 who I think was trying to RTP. Or he's chasing that Arado. I'm not entirely sure. And here we go. I now have the undivided attention of the enemy team. I try to go to the vertical for that Kika and rethink that decision because I see he's going to get away. I think the same thing with the second one and decide, you know what, no, I've got a big, heavy aircraft, put the nose down, let's get as much speed as we can. Accelerates 880 kilometers per hour, and there's no way those Kikas we just passing are going to turn around and catch me. Think about going into the vertical for that Kika? Decide not to. see the 262, and I'm thinking the 262 might turn around and try and go the heads on with me. So I try to bait him into it, see he's not going to do it, and nope, and then he comes around, fakes me out, try to take a shot, and I decide not to turn with him. I don't want to waste my energy. There are now 4 enemy aircraft on my 6 o'clock. All 4 of them are chasing me, and there's that Arado. Oh boy. So, heads up with the Arado. Can't avoid it, give him a burst, get out of the way. We actually hit him, but it didn't really do any damage. There was no critical hits. That aircraft is going to keep flying completely fine. Now, I'm running to one of my airfields, and along the way, someone's actually going to get shot down behind me, and I think it's going to be one of the Kikas. Not by the base AAA, but just by ground, which is by AAA on the ground. There we go. One of the Kikas has just been killed. Now I'm trying to run to the base, and this, I know this is going to look like a bit of a scummy tactic, and I see a lot of people getting annoyed with players who do this, but in this situation, I have 4 planes, most of which are less than a kilometre behind me, and there is no one else I can run to. I have no choice but to run to the airfield, try and use the AAA. Run over the airfield, realise that the AAA really isn't doing anything, in fact they're barely being any use to me at all, and eventually I'm going to decide if I'm going to go down, then I might as well go down swinging. And let me tell you guys, this is going to be the best dogfight I have ever had in War Thunder, full stop. So we come around, so Arado 234, go heads up, he flies past. Kika wants to have a go as well, give him a burst, get out of the way. No one gets hit. We hit the Kika, no major damage. ME262 comes in, heads up, fire the guns, get out of the way. Well, not get out of the way, that was quite abysmal actually, it looked a bit better when I was playing it. Another Kika there, and I just keep the plane turning. I need to try, like, at the moment I'm just thinking I need to try and kill some of these planes. 262 goes past me, very nearly rammed the Kika, I don't know how we didn't collide then. And again, just keep pivoting. What I'm not realising is that my F3D is actually really maintaining its speed. If you look at the indicated airspeed in the top corner, it's very rarely going to drop below 400 km per hour, and just look how tight these turns are. And look at the way the plane maintains this speed. So I just keep spinning. I keep engaging. I'm keeping constantly turning, dodging shots from behind me. I am being attacked on all sides by 4 different aircraft at this time. Let me stress that. There are 4 planes trying to shoot me down. And we just keep turning. I haven't managed to kill any of them yet. I'm thinking, well, my guns are going to run dry soon. My engines are starting to overheat, and I think theirs were as well, and that's going to aid to my advantage, because the Arado 234 decides he's had enough. So I slot him on his tail, I give him a long burst, and boom, rip his wing off. This is now a 3 versus 1 dogfight. There are 2 planes on my 6 o'clock. One of the Kikas has actually now disengaged. He's decided enough is enough. He can't kill the crazy F3D who keeps turning. My engines are about to flame out. And in a moment, there's going to be a 262. Who's going to make a mistake. There he goes. He's on fire. Now, that 262 is going to burn to death. There's another Kika still in the dogfight, who I think kind of just takes one look at me and decides, yeah, do you know what? I'm good. I don't want to mess with this. There he goes, he's up there. He's running away, my engines are about to flame out, and it's about this point I realised, actually, the enemy team doesn't want anything to do with me. And apparently one of the Kikas crashed, okay, so that's interesting. Not entirely sure what happened. And the game ends up becoming a 1 versus 1. Me against the Kika. I didn't quite know what the Kika was doing at first. He just kind of turns around, flies off in that direction, and I don't actually ever see him again. I decide to bring my landing gears down a little bit too quickly and rip most of them off. So I pull the landing gear back up, and it was at this point I discovered that the F3D Skynight can actually belly land. Very successfully. Kills the engines, the aircraft is still alive, according to the game. And, yeah. So, what happened next, Smudge? Did you fly up? Did you get back up in the air, go and kill that last Kika and win the game? No. What happens now is I repair the aircraft, refuel, I get another couple of bombs, I go and bomb out an enemy base, thinking that the Kika's going to try and take a long way round back to his airfield, and the game ends. And that's it. I never actually see the Kika. I spot him on my way back to the base, but overall it was a very, very anticlimactic end to one of the best games I've ever played in War Thunder. So why am I saying that this was the best dogfight I ever had? You know, what about this engagement makes me feel like this is the best one? Because, well, for starters, there were 4 planes on me, and I killed 2 of them. I was never ever going to kill all 4 of those planes. I didn't have the ammunition, and I just don't, frankly, have the skill. But the F3D kept me alive with its ridiculous energy retention. And it didn't give up, and I didn't give up. And I see a lot of players doing this. I tried running back to my airfield, didn't work. At the start I tried running to my teammates, well, there were none. But I didn't give up, and I got my 2 kills out of it. And actually, bear in mind, I did say I'm running a talisman. I ended up getting 18,000 research points towards the F80 from this game. And made 40,000 silver lines, which was also a very, very nice touch. But yeah. So as our F3D soars off to bomb the last base, I'm not going to show what happens, you just have to take my word for it. We bomb an enemy base, we never see the Kika. I'm going to call this video a day. Thank you very much for watching if you did, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.